Dominici, or the Triumph of Literature, is an interesting work because it foreshadows later ideas from Barthes. Barthes shows that literature is not something separate from everyday life and its power dynamics. He examines a case where a rural laborer, Dominici, is judged using language deeply rooted in literature. The judges describe his motives using literary cliches. They also feel superior because they speak in a more polished literary style than Dominici. Even journalists reporting on the trial turn it into a literary narrative, reinforcing existing literary conventions. The Dominici trial was based on a particular view of psychology which happened to align with the literature favored by bourgeois establishment. Since there wasn't any clear physical evidence, they relied on understanding the accused's mental state, often reflecting the mindset of the judges and prosecutors. However, these mentalities, such as that of the rural laborer Dominici and the judicial system, likely did not work the same way. However, Dominici was judged based on a supposed universal psychology derived from bourgeois novels and essentialist psychology, leading to his condemnation. This trial illustrates how official institutions like the judicial system and literary circles language to assert authority over those accused. The belief in the transparency and universality of language allows judges to communicate with defendants despite the significant differences in their backgrounds and understanding. However, this so called universal language actually serves to reinforce the psychology of those in power, reducing individuals to simplistic labels and disregarding their actual actions or consciousness. This psychology, rooted in utilitarianism and lacking consideration for individual experiences, still claims to understand and judge based on an assumed inner soul or conscience. The psychology used in Dominici's trial comes from traditional literature, particularly the kind that focuses on depicting human life realistically. It is this idea of the human document that led to Dominici's condemnation. In a surprising twist, justice and literature have joined forces, sharing their methods and revealing their close connection. Writers like Giono and Salacru sit alongside judges, blurring the lines between law and literature. Even the prosecution gets on the literary action, with the public prosecutor being described as an exceptional storyteller with wit and charm. Even the police get poetic, describing Dominici in elaborate terms like a master of disguise playing with people's emotions. The courtroom is filled with rhetoric, metaphors, and dramatic language straight out of classical literature, accusing the old shepherd. Justice adopts the mask of realistic literature, while literature itself eagerly collects new human stories from the courtroom. Ironically, it is literature that originally imposed certain psychological labels on the accused, now seeking to find those labels reflected in their faces. In contrast to the literature that saturates us with supposed realism and humanity, there exists a literature that evokes deep emotion. The Dominici trial embodies this type of literature as well. It was not just about writers craving reality or eloquent storytellers capturing attention. Regardless of the accused's guilt, there was also the chilling spectacle of a terror that threatens us all. It is the fear of being judged by a power that only hear its own language spoken. We all face the potential of becoming like Dominici, not as murderers, but as accused individuals stripped of our own language or forced to adopt that of our accusers.